Hello, it is time for me to do another film review of a film that most of you have probably never heard of. This film is called Chocolate. Now, when I was doing the research for this film, I discovered there's actually an awful lot of films called Chocolate, so this might not be the one you're thinking of. This also goes by the title of Zen Warrior Within, and it's a martial art film. Now, a little while ago I went online and I asked people if there's any good karate films. I've already done a few film reviews about this, and for the most part what people have suggested is karate. And the reason I specifically said karate, because I said it's really easy to find things like martial kung fu films, Muay Thai films and all that, so I said I want something that's just karate, and several people recommended this film. And putting to one side whether the film's good or bad for a moment, there is almost no karate in this film. There is kung fu, there is Muay Thai. Apparently the actress who's in it originally trained in taekwondo. There's some capoeira in there. So all sorts of different martial arts. Oh, there's a bit of samurai as well. So loads and loads of different martial arts, but very little on just the pure karate, which is what I was after. So, okay. Putting that to one side, what did I think of the film? I actually really enjoyed it. It was a good film. I felt like a lot of the way through I was actually watching Spot the Influence. For example, there's definitely an influence from Bruce Lee in there, the big boss of all the ice stuff. I'm surprised they didn't have her smashing the ice block with her fist, but you see all the ice, and I was thinking, this is a bit like the big boss, and then she starts going, whoa, a bit like how Bruce Lee does in the film. And I'm thinking, okay, this is definitely taking it from that. And there's other bits. Films look like they've got some Jackie Chan influences in there as well, when they're like playing with all the props and the chairs and stuff and the furniture. And I'm thinking that feels very Jackie Chan-ish, his earlier roles, not so much his later stuff. And then there's Ong Bak in there. Quite heavy influences of that. You can see that you sit on the TV and she does like all the Muay Thai things, the knees and the elbows, which is probably not surprising when you realise that the director of this film actually also directed Ong Bak. So there we go. I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name. I'm going to put people's names on the screen at the bottom. I'm not going to try and pronounce them because I'll probably butcher them. So yeah, that's probably why you see such heavy influences, because you see her watching it. So basically, the story is there's a gang, there's like a Thai gang and a Japanese gang, and they're not very happy. And I'm not sure what the Thai one's called. I think the Japanese one are supposed to be the Yakuza. At the beginning of the film, you see them having a bit of a confrontation, and then they kill some people, they go separate ways, and then there's a short love scene. Then he has to go back home to Japan and she stays in Thailand. Then she has a daughter who grows up who is autistic, and she plays the role of being autistic quite well, I felt. It was quite believable. And she's supposed to be playing quite a young girl in this, but I just checked her age, and she was born in 1984, so obviously she was much older in real life than the character she was playing. But it was believable, and I didn't for a minute think anything else. It's only after I watched the film that I actually realised, oh, she's actually quite a bit older. And so, yeah, it is a good film. I mean, it is also extremely daft. I mean, I say it's a good film, it's also extremely daft. It's a lot of fight scenes for the sake of having a lot of fight scenes, but they're also, as I said earlier, they are also playing homage to a lot of previous martial art films and a lot of different fighting styles in there. So basically she defeats the bad guys, her mum gets cancer, and they go around trying to get the money to help her with her medical bills, and violence ensues, and she beats up a lot of men. Basically, if you like to see a girl beating up a lot of men, then this is for you, basically. As I say, it's got a lot of different martial arts styles in there, almost no karate. I was thinking there'd be more, because one of the her dad is Japanese, but he's out of the film for most of it because he has to leave at the beginning of the film. He only comes back in at the end, and then you still don't see much karate because he gets the samurai out, and well, actually, first of all, he just shoots them. They all come charging at him, and he just goes bang, 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 and then they runs out of bullets. So I felt that was a bit Indiana Jones-ish. So lots of different films in here that I could identify. At one point I was thinking spot the film reference. There was one scene which I didn't like, which was well, she's autistic, and then they had this other special needs kid in there. I don't really know what his role was. You see him once briefly, and you figure out that he has got something not quite right with him, and but then the scene moves on quickly, and then you see him again, and he's got some weird twitch. I'm not really sure what his problem is. And then they had the fight scene, and it was just two special needs kids beating the crap out of each other, and I felt that scene was a little bit unnecessary. Other than that, I thought it was a good film, and you could tell they're really hitting each other, because all the way through I was thinking, are they actually really hitting each other, or is it just stage fighting? And but then at the end credits, they roll up, and then it's just half of the credits is just the cast, like all the actors getting medical treatment. You see them do a fight scene, they get hurt, and it's like ice pack, you know, stitch them up, medicines, you know, they're bleeding, you know, it's less, and then the next one, oh, you know, they fall over, they get hit, and then they're falling down from a great height, and it's like, seriously, haven't they heard of airbags and editing? It's like, just, so yeah, I'm surprised they actually finished making the film. When you watch the credits and you see how badly hurt they were getting making it, I was like, I'm surprised they actually got to the end. I mean, they're mental. Anyway, so yeah, it's an all-round enjoyable film. But as I said, it's a little bit tricky to find because there are a lot of films called Chocolate. One major problem that I have with this film is that you're almost certainly going to need subtitles unless you can speak three languages, because it's got Thai, Japanese and English in the film, and unless you can speak all three languages you are going to need subtitles. So that is a bit of a problem, really. So, but other than that, it was an okay film. If you like your martial art films, I recommend you go and see it. If martial art films are not your thing, you probably won't enjoy it, so avoid it. But if it is your thing, I think you know, check it out. If you like this, thumbs up would be great. Subscribe if you want. Click the bell icon if you want notifications. I'm gonna make some other videos now or not, I really don't know, and I'll see you later. Bye.